impressive for a first-year club.
The Battle of the Babies, the Gen Y Cup, call it whatever you like. It's an historic occasion here at Manuka. 4 points up for grabs. Smith winning the knock, but almost pinched by Coniglio. Coming through Caddy. Giles gets down low. Smith was there. Now it's out. Mackenzie give on the up, and welcome back the champ, Ablett, with the first kick of the game. Target was Lynch, but they worked it out. Tyson, and then the kick from Ward to Green. Here's Bug. Two of the talented stars getting plenty of the ball. Folau, chance. Izzy. Inside 50. A little bit slow, pushed in the back from Code. Ridden into the ground. And what about this for a script? Well, it would have been, but the advantage has been paid and the goal's been kicked. The Giants draw first blood.
They're doing the niggle continues in the forward line. Cameron in there. Warnock. Mackenzie.
Well, Warnock was, I mean, he's an older player. He's experienced. Young Cameron, he's just into him, just elbowing him in the back, just testing him out. That's actually good for Izzy to learn that you can't coast like that and get out of jail. I mean, they had a great result, even though he's been gobbled up on the tackle. He has to learn that, like that, his opponent's going to swallow him up if he just coasts.
And on the flip side, Code lost his feet in the contest, so therefore was extra desperate in trying to make up that ground to chase down Israel Folau.
Hunt already in the centre.
And we saw on the replay, Dom Tyson was the man who happened to be in the right spot at the right time to kick the goal. Now Smith. Folau caught behind that time. Through the legs it goes. Green comes in to lend a hand. Townsend was there. Green got boot to ball, flipped it out towards Giles. Smith, that should be a fascinating battle there. Scully in front of Riscatelli. Towards the line, Hunt on already. Riscatelli got arms free, shouldered up.
1 minute 50 in, Matty, and we've had 3 people slip over already in the contest.
Well, Colby, the conditions look fantastic. Ground looks great.
They are pretty good, Jono, but there actually has been a little bit of water, predominantly in the middle of the ground, but it is a little bit slippery, so guys with the wrong footwear will get found out. Saw the hose out after the reserves game out in the middle.
And the centre has soaked up that hose work in the middle, in about 30 minutes. It's tacky dry already.
Scully. Out wider, Palmer within range, inside 50. Looks pretty good off the boot for the Giants' second goal. Not to be, hits the post.
Interesting to look now at the back of this. Chad Corns is at the back of this setup against the Suns kick-in. 18 players well inside of their attacking half trying to hold this ball in here.
Ball out of bounds, and that was Tyson, and there's been a correction on the official stats. The first goal going to Devon Smith, not to Tyson. In picture there, so that has been corrected. Devon Smith kicking the first goal in this game. Bennell just tapping it to Ablett. Getting it forward, Lynch down low. Another man going down, that was Isles. Plenty of players slipping over. Here's Bennell. What a game last week. How exciting was he? Already Ablett with 5 disposals. Corns caught at the back. Day. He's got it now. Too far out. It's an open forward line now. Lynch tries to get back, but instead he used the man coming past in Bennell. Now Mackenzie.
He should hit that lace out with that much time.
Russell. Back into the middle. Day kept going. Now he's within range.
Interesting, I read the paper this morning and they were ranking the 2 teams and they had Sam Day as, talent-wise, B-grade talent. They're all
I saw
kids.
that.
And I looked at it and thought, who has written that?
I guess
this
in defence
kid could be a star.
In defence, we haven't seen a lot of what we know he's capable of just yet.
But when you're talking about talent, this kid's A.
What an athlete.
What he becomes is a different thing. Well, let's hope it's the same thing.
From just outside 50. Now he starts it to the left-hand side, which you have to do here at Manuka, but a little bit too much on it, and so their first score for the day.
That opportunity when Day did take that mark before, that I think it was Lynch was inside forward 50 all by himself, where they had a chance to get it in there quick instead of handballing around and getting out towards the boundary line.
Kick finds Corns on the way out. The Giants, with the opening goal, lead by 6. Corns is really not sure where to go from here. Down the line looking for Israel. And that brings some of the crowd to their feet. Scooting past Palmer. Now this is the important kick. He goes very wide out in front of Cameron. Waits for the bounce, doesn't get a good one. Warnock, with experience, just holding Cameron out. Look at the tackle from Jeremy Cameron on Lynch. Drives him into the ground.
That was outstanding.
Down, slipped.
This kid, Jeremy Cameron, I know we don't look for it, but someday he's going to have his number taken. He's got that much fire in him, and it's a great thing to see, as long as he can control it.
Warnock tries to measure the pass, just hesitation there from Horsley. It might be costly, because in comes Moore.
Timmy, good pickup.
Yep. Down low he goes, looking for Cameron, who tries to flip it back towards the goal square. Brennan was very sore in the last quarter last week, so just caught too long. Should be a goal here. It'll be Sumner who'll kick from just on the 10-metre square, and it'll be the opening 2 goals for the Giants.
Well, Sumner debuted last week, had 15 disposals, 3 score assists, as well as a number of tackles as well. So was very good on debut and gets his opportunity early to get involved in the game.
It's a soda for Liam Sumner, and there's plenty of orange up and about here at Monica.
Story of Jared Brennan, though, isn't it? Yeah, so let's have a look at this slide. He went for it.
Okay.
He rolled into it. It's not not really a slide. But this is Jared Brennan all over. Knows he's got ability, and sometimes
had to
pushes
release it
right.
there.
Yeah, pushes
First
right
one.
to the edge. Well done. Good tackle.
Good pressure from the Giants inside their forward 50. Liam Sumner rewarded. 12-point margin. Just the start that Kevin Sheedy and his team were looking for here. A beautiful sunny day. Bounce coming back.
Well, Dixon into the ruck. Zach Smith has gone to full forward.
He was good in the ruck in the last quarter last week. He really did create some opportunities. He's got very good hands in close as well. He might get a chance here, but he's pushed off it. Ward was the man, diving in again. So too Dixon. Here's Ablett trying to work it free. Caddy caught. Bounces up past Treloar. Prestia went through and just picked it up and pushed it forward off the boot. Now Palmer leads Wilkinson in the race for the ball. Palmer down, Wilkinson up. Got it to Ablett. In turn, Bennell. Back to Horsley, who chips it in, and the second man in line is Lynch. Not sure it was meant to go there, Jono, but it's paid off.
Well, it did. It's smart forward play, just having that second forward come in behind and take the opportunity if the kick does go long, and Lynch was able to do exactly that on that occasion. Has a look to go short, decides to go back, which is the right move from 45 out and have a set shot.
He was listed as an A-grader, Dermot, and that's correct. Can play forward, and seen him play a little bit back so far this year. 16 goals last season.
Good pair of hands.
And the 1 so far.
It's interesting watching Shield on Ablett. In around the contest, his head turns directly away from the ball just to focus on where Ablett is all the time. His focus still needs to remain on the ball to see if he can actually win it and get it in his hands, rather than Ablett dictate the contest the whole game.
And it's 6-0 Ablett's way too, Jono, in possessions.
Yeah, started well, Ablett, as he always does.
Starts well, has a good middle period, finishes well.
He was in career best form before hurting his knee against the Lions. He was getting 40 possessions every game and 2-3 goals.
And he had a stunning career up until that stage.
There's an error from the Giants on the way out. So chance here for the Suns. It'll be Seb Tape. He's going to go back to Dixon. They're trying to set up the switch.
And they've got a big space right at true centre-half forward. If they can get around quickly enough and get some fast ball going into there, there's space for it to operate.
Had to go all the way back to Warnock, and now we're coming back to where we started,
and
to a contested possession. As Tape to Prestia, kicking in the middle, McKenzie. Chip misses his target, Warnock, but they can work it wide, and now they've got a loose man. Isles, his kick towards centre forward. Lynch ran, gets a bad bounce. Moore, shouldered arms, got it to Toby Green. Back to Kennedy, in turn Adams. on the left boot. A little bit of a slip there from, that was Sumner, the goal kicker. Well worked, though, by Code.
He did it well.
Yeah, Mackenzie back to Prestia. Out wider, Russell's a hard runner. Will keep it in? No.
Although lucky then the Gold Coast brought the ball back through the middle corridor when they had some options out wide to keep possession, and GWS just couldn't capitalise when they had numbers around the ball when it hit the ground.
Ablett resting right in the goal square now. He's pushed Lynch out of the goal square. He's one-on-one, and they've made a swap. Lukey Power goes to him.
Isles, kick was a poor one. Well read by Corns, uses Coniglio, slipped again. Have to keep an eye on the quarter-time huddles to see whether there's any boot changes. A lot of players going down. Davis back to Coniglio. Just got his kick away in time to Ward. Down the line he goes. Good running. Coniglio met and wins 50 metres.
It was great running and great courage in the end by Coniglio as well. He kicked the ball out to the wing and then used his pace and spread on the angles to create another option for his teammate.
Now you watch here, the telling fact is he marks the ball, he secures it, and he still gets one or two, albeit little paces, before he's made contact. Yep. That's 50 metres all day long.
Now, he's within range, Coniglio.
He's a clever player.
Good player.
He's an adequate user. He will get better in time. What's he like as a set shot in front?
Well, he's kicked 3 behind so far. He hasn't kicked a goal in his 5 games.
Looking at the target, not the ball. Doesn't look too bad, though.
Looks okay, Gerard. Another goal to the Giants. What a beginning for them.
Great start by GWS. 3 goals on the board already in the early part of this game. And that was able to come about because they were able to drop Corns back as that +1, as they call it these days, the loose man in defence. And if they can allow that to happen throughout the day, then intercept marks are certainly going to help GWS repel and get some nice forward play going the other way.
Bonus score for GWS here because the Gold Coast are winning on contested possessions and clearances. That is something that GWS do very, very well. So if they can put the score on the board while they're trailing in those aspects, it's a massive bonus.
Falau in the ruck. 17-point margin as Green drives the Giants forward again. Another player slipping over. It was Townsend. That was Sumner, in fact. That's Mackenzie getting the boot away. Looking for Brown. Green going back. Treloar forced to go further back. Adams looks up and finds a man in the middle. Good vision. Saw that Palmer was free. And he goes long. 2-on-2 inside 50. Everybody caught behind except Warnock.
Another slip.
Yep. Warnock sees tape wider, uses him. Whoops. Almost over the top of Mackenzie.
You say that because 3 goals so far for the GWS have come from direct turnovers from the Gold Coast, and just by foot at the moment, just seem a little bit tentative, the Gold Coast.
Well, they're only operating at 65% hitting the target, whereas GWS, with less possessions, are going at 72.
One thing I was impressed with the Suns last week was their efficiency. I think in the 80s for most of the first half.
Got to take it to best advantage here.
Here they go inside 50, not to be. In front, Big Moore.
Well, Lynch doubled back then as Riscatelli dropped his head.
Yeah.
So Riscatelli thought he was coming at him directly.
Moore misses Green, and so we have a boundary throw and a chance for the Suns to set up here.
There is a time as a forward when you commit to the lead, you know the man your teammate's kicking, you know you can't change course because he hasn't got time to actually alter the kick.
That's right.
We're here a fortnight ago for the Prime Minister's Cup, and the Giants held the Bulldogs goalless in the first quarter. They're on track halfway through here to do likewise against the Suns.
Well, he was that popular this morning. This is the Jono Cup this week. Brad Johnson. They came from everywhere.
It's the Gen Y Cup we decided on before.
All
the
right,
game.
okay, we'll go with that.
Plenty of players around the ball, and they're waiting for it to come free. Prestia managed to extract it out and get it forward towards Brown. Tapped down by Power. Chance for the Gold Coast. They're lurking, they're waiting. Shield under pressure. Everybody there. Day. Ablett, the right man to give it to. But unfortunately hooks it too far.
Gents, do you think, look, the Gold Coast look a little bit flat for me, lethargic from the ground level, but do you think starting Swallow, Carmichael and Prestia on the bench, they've barely touched it, all three, has backfired?
Yeah, well, you'd have to say it backfired on the first one, even though it took a little while to get a score on the board, but 3-0. You'd have to say that emotionally they're a little bit flat at the moment. I mean, they'll wind up into it, but in the context of where these two teams are sitting at the moment, 3 goals is a really, really healthy start.
Good lead, yeah. This is Green, who looks like he's a midfielder that just knows how to find the footy. He goes down the line, looking for Cameron, the aerialist, and forced over the line once again.
He has got... Cameron has some real go in him. As I said, he's got that tiny little tinge of nasty about him. He's only a kid, but he's like a wily country boy who's not going to take any of the you-know-what from any of his opponents.
He's kicked 4 in one game and 5 in the other. He hasn't kicked it behind yet. And they work it out here well, the Suns. It's not out of danger yet. Scully over to Ward, within range. Callum Ward for another goal for the Giants.
Well, they're just overworking them at the moment.
And we've seen plenty of that, Derm, from Callum Ward this year. Hard around the contest, but we've also seen him push forward and have an impact on the scoreboard as well. And was able to break the 50-metre line with the goals dead in front.
Nice give
and
by
a
Scully.
Good finish. Fantastic give. Didn't break stride, Callum Ward.
But you're onto it. It's the shot selection by Warnock in congestion to dribble it out rather than go long.
Some real problems for Guy McKenna and the Suns at the moment. 22-point margin. Some of the big names getting involved there for the Giants in Scully and Ward.
Well, the real problem is Matty Warnock, who I really like as a player, but he's getting it too much for a bloke who doesn't have great skills. We had to look from behind, and he tried to dribble the ball out through traffic rather than hit a long option target down the line to clear the area.
Here's Ward again, but Wilkinson has his measure, and he's happy to see it over.
Remember when Warnock was coming out of the half-back line, he didn't have any long target. That's up to a half-forward, 70 metres away, to read that, go to the boundary line, demand the footy, you spill it, goes out of bounds, you start, you reload again.
Inside 50s reflected on the scoreboard for the Giants as Bennell gives it to Ablett, in turn to Prestia for the 1-2, and look at him go. Ablett streaks through the middle of the ground, measures the pass. Harley kept going as well. Ablett to Bennell. Bennell kicks. It's Harley's back.
Well, signed the big contract, Derm, throughout the week, which is exciting for
there he is.
all
He cut it
Gold
off
Coast
there.
fans. So that's great work, right? And the great camera work to pick that up. And look at that, through the middle, both himself and Ablett spread from the contest, outstanding. And once he had those goals in his sights and space in front of him, you weren't going to be able to stop Bennell kicking that goal.
Is Harley Bennell, well, he's equal to the most exciting teenager in the competition.
Oh, yeah.
He's
just
outstanding.
so balanced when the ball strikes his boot on the run. Wells of North Melbourne is similar. It's just so balanced in full flight, kicking the ball.
As we saw on replay, just hard running to be on the end of that anyway. And he got the Gold Coast first goal, but now the Giants are pushing forward again. Margin is 16. Treloar wide to Smith. He goes into the pocket. It's a low percentage ball for Folau. It's a low percentage ball for everybody. It's out of bounds on the full.
It's opportunities like that where GWS went to the boundary, 55, 60 metres out from goal, put it to the dangerous spot, hook it around, and you may be able to catch the defenders on the wrong side of your teammate.
Long kick out looking for Lynch. More right with him. To ground level it goes. Coniglio, Scully, Coniglio combines well, and that's a nice kick into the middle. Tyson Well, it was fortunate, fell onto the chest of Palmer, just outside his range.
Sixth possession coming up for Reece
Started
Palmer.
well.
Coniglio has 8 and Ablett has 9 for the Suns.
Well, now he's forced to kick it long. He'll take his best to get the distance.
Is that better than his best?
Yeah, it's off to the right, pushed through by Dixon.
That was there. That's a nice hit for him. And I mean, you look at their limitations. They seize everything up. He's obligated to go long. He's actually started all right though. He's really worked his. I mean, the way he plays, he's been burrowing in, getting underneath. Prestia in foreground there, his opponent.
Russell, here's the kick, and he spots Ablett with a couple of yards on Shield. Chopping the arms, Ablett wins the free kick.
Coming up for his 10th possession, boys, but 4 score involvements for Gary Ablett, and yes, 1 goal 3.
Yep. That says it all, Colby. He's going to get a little shepherd from Isles, but he's forced to kick it very high.
Oh, that's a pack.
It's a good old-fashioned kick to kick back before training. Trying to kick Mark from 7 deep. Just into the sun there for Shield, but he's got it now and he's away. Handball is untidy, but it might sit for Coniglio. No, it doesn't. It sits for Palmer, who puts it out in front of Adams. Goes to ground, gets up. Scully hooking back. Well, Smith had a fair piece of it. Some of the crowd think he had a lot of it.
Hey, Colby, just at ground level, the size of the bodies. I know they got Ablett, who's a powerhouse, but the size of the bodies, the body mass of smack on smack. Who's bigger in the midfield?
Oh, you'd still think Gold Coast would be slightly bigger, just with, as you said, Ablett and Carmichael, but throw Warnock into the mix as well. They're a little bit bigger.
Ablett's kick, read by Tyson, who missed his target in Sumner. Thinks about Treloar, now uses him, looping handball over the top. Corns run down by Bennell, and the turnover comes as Brown gets it to Russell.
Swallow's not right. Swallow for the Gold Coast. He's walking on centre wing at the moment. Was involved in 2 efforts on that occasion. It's not like Swallow to just walk out of a contest like that after 2 efforts.
He's the kind of kid who doesn't know how to slack off.
That's right.
And last week, Jono, he rolled his ankle twice really badly, and the weeks before that against Brisbane, he actually hurt his hip. So he comes into the game with a little bit of a cloud over him.
Well, that's what happens during the week. It's a slight test. You give it a little bit of a test, but you don't have you can't emulate the same agility and same competitiveness that you need on game day.
Hasn't had a possession yet too, Swallow, so we follow Wilkinson's kick out to tape. So Wilkinson go to ground again. There's a little bit stop-start here from the Suns. Not a lot of fluid movement up forward for Russell.
Jono, so many blokes are slipping over. You're the most recently retired out of all this. Do players still bring 2, 3 different pairs of boots to a game?
They will have 2 pairs, definitely.
What,
But they'll
short
go-
mouldeds and long mouldeds?
Well,
That's what it
sometimes
is,
that is the case. I love my screw-ins, so I wore them every single week, regardless of the conditions. But look,
I only like screws because of the damage they could do.
players these days.
I'm going to put a disclaimer on that one quickly.
Players these days, 99% of the players will wear moulded soles.
They've been patient here, the Suns.
Yep.
Very patient. Warnock's kick to Brown. Trying to worry him out of it was Kennedy. Brown kept going. He's
Well
tough.
done.
And the hit came through from Ward, who's just as tough.
Isn't that great? They smack into each other and they both get up and go, yep, fair play.
That's footy.
Yeah, that's part of being out here on a Saturday afternoon.
Campbell Brown would have had a glance, so he'll remember that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Horsley to Ablett. Manages to hook it back. It's a clever kick to the danger zone. Smith, you know he's got soccer skills. Gave it out over towards Dixon. Picked up by Swallow for his first disposal of the afternoon. Now, it sometimes goes reverse swing when you hit it in the wrong spot, and it did that. It was going right, then it went left. Stayed in. Tyson got through Day quite easily. Corns pushes it wide. Green. 3.5 minutes remaining. Opening quarter. 17-point margin to the Giants.
Your question on size, Dermot, Izzy just ran past, so I might actually just change that.
He's big, mate.
He's a keg.
He is big.
And he might be into the play shortly as the kick from Power just misses the target. Dangerous kick. Isles. Well, he could have given the first one, but he decided to give the second one to the captain. Ablett's kick, unusual for him.
That's because the captain's on selection committee.
This is Kennedy. chipping up the middle to Power. Ablett with 13 disposals in his welcome back quarter.
Also, you mentioned Israel, the size of him. The kid Jonathan Patton, the #1 draft pick, played in the Magoos today in the twos, and have a little look at him at half-time. Had a chat with him before this game. I'll divulge what was said at half-time.
So, big switch here from the Giants. Ended with Palmer, who sees Davis free. Just in time, his kick. Cameron goes back. Not paid.
Put the whistle to the mouth.
Yeah, it was close. And he keeps his perfect record intact because he's kicked it out of bounds on the floor.
I don't think he's happy as well because Warnock wasn't really looking at the footy with hands all over as well.
He's got claims on that.
Yep.
That's a fair case. You could take that to the appeals board.
They've probably got more pressing cases.
Yeah, I think so. Here's Ward again. Already kicked a goal. Takes on 3 of them. Probably did too much in the end. Suns with numbers around the footy. Hunt spinning out. Well tackled though. Clearing only as far as Davis. Looks up. Heads long. Cameron! Couldn't get that one. Adams caught. Wilkinson down low. Trying to get it out. And eventually we'll have a ball up.
Plenty of numbers around the contest in the forward line for the GWS. Need a third man up here if they can manufacture it.
Dixon did well to get it to Presti. It was a clever knock. High ball. Davis tries to push Lynch under it. Successful.
They've set up really, really well behind the footy here, Gold Coast. A bit slow now. They've given up that chance to go right across quickly. Now they're on.
And again, it's a good switch. It comes out to Moore, who got it from Kennedy. His kick is long. Now it's a chance.
Now, people say they've switched and they've gone across goal. We wait on this bouncer. But that little switch, even though there's so many players in the back line, the kick got to a one-on-one, a legitimate one-on-one. Sure, they're flat-footed, but it beats those packs of 6 or 8 players going up for it.
Bennell's handball. Isles. Minute to go. Opening quarter. Ablett doesn't have a man at the moment, so he had to go pick someone up. It's pretty rare. Punch forward by Caddy in the Ablett direction. Tap back cleverly by Sumner to Ward. Tackle from Brown was a good one. Prestia slipped over. Still, Russell has a bit of time. He waits for it to bounce. He's under the pump now. He's gone. He must be gone. That must be holding the ball. Thank you.
And he was tentative on his feet there. You could see that he just didn't want to plant to move for that, because the possession before Prestia did slip.
Schmitty gave that decision, Justin Smith.
Dixon floats across for the spoil. Townsend. He should get around Dixon. He doesn't. Now he does and kicks it forward. It's pretty clever in the end because he's given Cameron a chance. Warnock right with him. Over the line. Boundary throw-in. So still a chance for the Giants to get 1 goal before quarter time. You'd think that the Suns don't have time. Unless they do everything right. From the throw-in. First to it, Caddy.
Just sat at the back of the pack, Sumner, the whole time then.
Waited, and then hooked it back. 3-on-1, it'll sit for Dixon. So just what this crowd at Monica was looking for in the first quarter of this game. A lead to the Giants and their best lead at quarter time so far. A bit of push and shove. There's a lot riding on this game when it comes to bragging rights. But a terrific start for the Giants. Quarter time here at Manuka Oval. They lead 4-2-26. The Suns 1-3-9. We'll take a break. Back with the second quarter after this.
But he'll still have to play exceptionally well for the rest of the game. They've had a letdown quarter in every game this year, Greater Western Sydney. So from here in, if they can keep it straight, they win.
Well, the Suns are hoping that letdown quarter is now in this second quarter as Mackenzie drives it forward after getting it from Prestia. Swallow got free, playing forward. Going back with courage was Adams. Chance here for Lynch, roved it pretty well for a big man. Tumbles it forward, it floats in towards Brennan. Kennedy did well.
One of the key matchups of the day so far has been Riscatelli versus Scully. Both played on each other every time they've been out on the ground. They've gone to each other. Good matchup at the moment. 5 disposals each for the game.
Bennell over the top, couldn't take the mark. Chance for Brennan. Suns looking good early. Smith back to Ablett. Strong handball to Hunt. He's going to get caught. He gave it to Brennan. Good tackling from the Giants. Great pressure from the Giants. They've won the footy back, but they get a little bit back themselves from Wilkinson. Isles. Cameron got him. Look at the pick up by Bennell. Ablett. Bennell wants it back. It's starting to share it between the two. Bennell and Ablett. We could see a bit of waxing. Mackenzie put Hunt under pressure, so he got it back. Stood in the tackle, but gave it up. Great tackling from both young teams. Riscatelli managed to dispossess Giles. Hunt again, very hard man to tackle. Drills it in low, beats everybody. First back will be Treloar. Swallows coming.
Oh, they've stepped up their intensity, Gold Coast already.
They certainly
That's
have.
visible.
Look at that from Dixon. Gets around 3 tacklers, kicks it to the danger zone. Brown did well. Lynch is free. Lynch should kick the goal. Touch off the boot. It is touched. It's a behind.
Well, a lot of times you get a sting from the coach and you really hurt from it. So you go out there and you give everything you've got and you'll grind and you'll grasp at everything and you'll show that intensity. Sometimes it doesn't last though. So they have to remain with this level of intensity for a long period of time now. Because they're turning the tide. It hasn't reflected on the scoreboard, just 1 point, but they've actually turned the tide of the game here.
Giles with the kick. Falau the target, but a good setup for Cove to spoil. But well done to Falau to stay in it. Palms off. Almost threw it over towards Shield. Had to go back all the way to Treloar. Coniglio backpedaling here, the Giants. A 1-2 with Adams. Then the kick touched off the boot. Mackenzie, the inevitable position of having to go for it when it was touched. Ablett. Tumbled it forward to Lynch. Swallow starting to get involved. Good sign for the Suns, that is. Lynch, Riscatelli, Harley Bennell from 50. Bennell's kick needs it to come back. How will it bounce? Not well enough for him. Another behind.
You mentioned that they were backpedaling. A lot of the times you backpedal to get better position, but that was a retreat.
Yeah, that was a retreat. Yep.
Because of the pressure that the Gold Coast Suns were applying to them. Good
Beautiful
run.
kick out to find Kennedy.
Take him on.
Didn't have to break stride. Going to take on Lynch. Still going Kennedy by hand. Well, he thought about the 1-2. Ward went back in board. Scully. Coast to coaster from the Giants.
Fantastic work from the Giants, but I think it was a smart handball in the end term because you run that far. He's gone from defensive 50 nearly to forward 50.
Shank the kick.
You can shank the kick because of fatigue in the leg. So he's option with the handball, and it's created now an option and an opportunity for a goal, another goal for GWS.
Well, the tide has turned, so Tom Scully really needs to make this count.
And he has missed, Dermott.
Yeah, you just feel... It's not reflected on the scoreboard, but it just... You feel like the pressure level has stepped up. Colby, at ground level, can you feel that it's really turned in the favour of Gold Coast? Just the pressure out on the field.
Yeah, definitely, Derm. An 11-4, with contested possession so far this quarter, so they definitely have lifted.
Dixon's caught behind, but Davis just ran underneath it.
Hey, 2 hands on the back. The umpire. Just touch. If you just touch,
yeah, it wasn't much,
that's
was it?
enough.
And Davis's kick is a clever one because Big Giles was coming at him. The man is 2 metres squared. He's a big unit.
He's a real big unit. You know how you get some blokes are 6'6"ers, and you think, yeah, they're huge, and some blokes measure up on the tape exactly the same height, but you say they don't look that big. Well, Giles is a big 6'6"er,
yep.
If you know what I mean. You look at him, he's got hunched shoulders, so you don't have a very long neck for a bloke 6'6". His shoulders are about the height of a 6'10" guy.
6'6", he's played 6 games and he's kicked 6 goals, make it 7.
if there's, I know it sounds weird, but if there's such a thing as a big 6'6".
No, it's true.
Yeah.
He's a big man, and that was a good mark, and he's showed a couple of times this year that he finishes off well, as he does here.
That's a
Yeah,
great
nice finish.
result. Great result.
Great result on the back of Scully missing the one a minute ago.
Yep.
7-point play.
Dare I say it, he's had 6 disposals as well. But all the intensity with the Suns, but the first goal of the second quarter
Is that the son of the devil, isn't
to
it?
the Giants. There's a lot of sixes going on. Have to check his head for a tattoo. Here he is again.
Oh, he thought he was going to get away with it.
They've got to try.
Yeah. Justin Smith, the umpire. They're very experienced umpire.
Yes.
Good umpire.
Good umpire.
Really slams it in too, but he's throwing it up because it's a recall bounce.
Hunt with that step. The pickpocket was Tyson. And he got free and did well to affect the clearance for the Giants. Code was caught in front, didn't mark it. Falau pressuring Warnock. Still going in the right direction for the Giants. Forced through for a rush behind.
Well, we mentioned before the game that #1 in the competition from scores from centre clearances, GWS, and another big opportunity there.
Almost. Suns on the way out. Isles from Horsley, and he plays on quickly. Riscatelli's in good position. Nudged Scully out of it, but forgot to get the footy. Treloar from Davis. Back to Corns. Got to wait for some hard running. It's coming from Green.
Good lob.
Yep. Good hit. Fine. Found him. Scully keeps going. Green measures the kick. Thought about Scully, but the second man in line was Bug. Smith. High ball in. Giles.
That was a hold by Giles. The umpire missed it.
He's going to have another go here. Wrapped up by Tate. Down he goes. Umpire in good position there. Ball up.
Thanks, boys. Thanks, Liam. Some really good work, boys, by Thomas Bug. He's actually playing on Harley Bennell, and he's running with him, but trying to push forward on him as well.
From the throw up, there are the two players you just mentioned, Colby.
But that's the difference between Shield and Ablett at the moment, and you can understand why Shield's just trying to trail him in and follow wherever he goes. But at some point, if you see the ball or you see an opportunity to win the ball for your team, you need to do that.
Smith, good knockdown to Hunt. Treloar got it forward. Running with the fly to the ball is Toby Green. He's got it. It's a tight angle. He's only going to kick from 35 metres out. Very tight angle.
Oh, you got to have a ping, don't you?
Still, there's a bit of a glance to see what's available. He's kicked 4 behind, so he's yet to kick a goal in AFL football. So he decides that it's the check side, and he makes it 5.
As I said, with that pressure, it's hard to maintain it, but if you do, you win the game. That pressure that Gold Coast came out with straight after the start of the second quarter here.
On the huddle here, Derm.
Yeah, the old prehistoric huddle.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, but they've already seemingly just dropped off a fraction of that pressure.
Not the best kick in either, because really not to Ablett's advantage. Here's Shield. Chance here for the Giants once again on the way back in. Green links up with Smith. Kicked the opening goal of the game. It was a reverse inside-out torpedo pass. You don't see that very often off the left boot.
Thing is, if you hit a perfect drop punt to that spot on that play, it probably hangs in the air a little bit longer and the defender might even get a fist on it.
Well, we did see one last week. Satanza kicked a ripping goal inside-out barrel.
Watch this kick.
Floater.
Watch this kick.
There it is.
It's
dropped it very well. Doesn't matter how it gets there, Matty.
Devon Smith.
Yeah.
Hey, he'll claim it's lace out.
Yep. It's as good as it gets. Jacob Townsend is the man.
I like the way he goes about it.
He's a tough little youngster. Likes the physical side of the game. Can he finish off with some skill here? Giants.
Not quite.
Missed it. Margin 4 goals. Another look at the kick from Smith. Look at that. That is the inside-out torque.
3 times between hand and foot.
Party trick stuff.
We don't have the spare bucket of balls here.
Huddle here again from Gold Coast, but GWS playing it smart, creating an outer circle so when they do spread from the contest Gold Coast, they actually have to run past and run through GWS players.
So what they need to do is get multiple numbers to spread basically to one area
direction.
but split them.
Bennell to himself and then kicks it up high. It's a poor kick. Yeah, it's a poor kick.
It's a drop.
But unfortunately for him, Ward dropped what he should have taken. Paddled by Brown. Russell paddling himself. He's made 30 metres with it though. Then pinches it out of the air. Well done by Russell. Gave it over. Hunt to Dixon. A fumble. Still got it. He's a big man. He's hard to tackle. To Isles within range. Sam Isles curling it back. Curling it back. What a goal. It wasn't pretty from the Suns, but they've kicked it.
Well, we spoke about GWS and combating the huddle from Gold Coast and their spread on their kick out. Callum Ward had an opportunity to take a mark.
Well, they did combat
here.
that.
Well, they did. Their
the
positioning
huddle.
was very, very good. Had a chance there to take the mark. Then the turnover occurs and they get hurt going the other way with Gold Coast numbers front forward of the ball.
From that drop mark to now was the scrappiest coast to coast.
Gold Coast Suns are effectively, Dermot, they've gone coast to coast via Alice Springs.
Without a clean possession.
Without filling up for petrol.
That's a great result. Imagine what will happen when they start possessing it wisely and cleanly.
And the away here.
Like this bloke can.
Bennell got a good handball from Caddy, and Bennell's kick is going to bounce and bounce through. Touched.
Big touch on it. Big touch on it. The square leg umpire would have heard that snick.
So margin is back to 17 points. Giants working it round the boundary towards Giles. He just went to ground. Dixon couldn't take it. Quick hands from Bug. Good, solid tackle. Ball spills free. Chance here for the Suns. Bennell quick hands to McKenzie, who lobs it up towards the goal square. Going back, Day with Davis. Falls for Day. Boot to ball. Goal Day. Here come the Suns.
You dream of those bounces, Johnny. You dream of them, that you're second in line to the ball, your opponent gets to it first, and it completely bamboozles him, bounces back over his head into your arms. Now watch this, Phil Davis gets to it first.
The thing with Day, didn't give up on the contest as well.
That's
and
cruel,
his work, and it's unlucky for Davis without any question, but as we have a good look at the bounce here, but staying in the contest took Davis off the line of the ball.
Sam Day, the goal kicker, and 2 in a row to the Gold Coast. They edge back to within 11 points. A couple of things have fallen their way, including that bounce.
Good job.
Coniglio, quick give to Ward, caught by Prestia. Smith comes through, Brennan, he steals it. And away he goes. He wants him to come towards him as he kicks long towards Dixon. There's another bad bounce, this time for Corns, and falls for Davis. Pressure needed from the Suns as Corns gave it up. Lynch, Prestia kept going. Hooked it too far.
Should have done better. That's a pretty simple one for a league footballer. Somebody who really does make their stock and trade on ball usage. They're having a bad run here, the Giants, with a couple of skill errors. You've got the Ward drop mark, you've got that bad run of luck with Phil Davis there, and then you've got that Chad handball looking to go into space, and Gold Coast Suns get onto it first.
So the throw in now, Folau and Brennan, the two ruckmen. Here's Bennell with acceleration, caught on the boundary. Kick is towards the square, it floats over. Easy one to spoil, but now it's rushed through, and they're really pressing here, Gold Coast.
They are pressing. Certainly, time in their forward half has increased. Inside 50s has increased. And really putting GWS under pressure at the moment.
Tim Moore. Long kick. Brennan goes back, kept his eye on it, but just dropped it. Falls for Folau. Chipped it out in front. Another bad bounce for the Giants. And again, Bennell involved. Squares it to Isles. It's got to be spot on here because they've matched up pretty well here, the Giants. Now the lead comes. Strong hands from Lynch. Wheels around, wants to move it quickly. That's a beautiful lead, and it was on it, but dropped. He got way past Davis. Should have taken the mark. Caddy, called by Giles. Plenty of time to get rid of it. Flicks it out the back. Away Coniglio. Long ball, and waiting was Code. Into the side.
Last 5 minutes. Gold Coast have had the ball 20 times to GWS, only 9. They've gone inside forward 56 times, Jono, to GWS's 0.
And going at 83% by use as well by foot. So really stepped up their play.
Green swamped by 3 Suns. One of them was Ablett. Swallow off a step and is off the side of the boot, and it falls for Davis, who wants to settle it down but realises the man he can use wide to effect some run. Little kick over the top from Tyson to Coniglio again. Shield. Down he goes and kicks it long. Over the back. Warnock got a call, honoured it. Tapped it cleverly back to Code. Riscatelli fell over. Couldn't get purchase with the stops. I just saw his feet sliding sideways there on the back pedal. Margin in single figures now. As Adams is caught well by Russell, but got up and got out of the tackle and flipped it to Bug. Bug's kick round the corner. Cameron can't get into the game just yet. Now, well, he almost had it. Taken by Scully, who, now just as he kicked it, it was already out of bounds.
Just note a couple of things with Jeremy Cameron today. He's been reluctant to lead and try and beat his teammate, his opponent to the outside to get into space and be the best viable target.
Coniglio was there, but so too was Ablett. Now Prestia gave it back over to Isles, who's hoping really for Code. Falau there. So too Scully went in high. Free kick Suns. Michael Code, 28 years old, playing his 3rd game.
Well, 7 inside 50 tackles now to GWS, and that's what was pleasing Kevin Sheedy, especially in the first quarter, was their pressure in the forward half of the ground.
That kick is not a good one from Presti.
Now what'll happen now, with this time to reload and set up, big pack will form down the line, 50 metres directly down the line. So what they should be looking at, GWS, is if they can go backwards and around. Otherwise, a massive pack coming up.
Here's the pack, but Giles is in good position. They almost got it.
Yeah.
Hard one for Palmer to get free.
That is pretty ordinary work by Gold Coast then, to allow, what's that, a 30-second play, and they allow a one-up ruckman against a key backman. That has to be a pack.
Palmer again. Hasn't got the footy. Again, he's just outside his range. He's looking for someone to hand it off to, and he gives it to Chad Corns, and the veteran from outside 50 sends it long, right to the line, and it's hit the behind post, so we will have a throw in.
And that was better from Zach Smith. That's what you're calling for.
Yep.
Derm, big body, big ruckman back, create the spoil.
Quick throw in, Giles got it, gave it over to Scully. Scully hooks it back, hooks it too far.
Yeah, multiple numbers to a long ball play. You've got to get those big bodies onto it.
Watch Campbell Brown throw this back. Take that.
A little bit frustrated. Campbell Brown looking to get into the game.
He's a cracker, isn't he? It's hard not to like Campbell. He's fantastic.
Mackenzie gets under that. Doesn't really get the distance he was looking for. Dixon just trying to make a contest because he's got to beat 3. Giles gave it back to Palmer and turned to Power. Cameron can't get there. Falau can. Spoil. Smith. It was Townsend. Here's Smith. Got boot to ball as Ben will arrive. Just another behind.
Well, we'll watch Gold Coast on this occasion. They've been huddling a little bit this quarter, trying to spread as we have a look at the tackle by Bennell to stop GWS kicking a goal. They get one out this time, and you should be able to get one out every time you huddle.
Now here's Isles. He has got oodles of space to run into. On the wing, decides to kick, could have kept going. Swallow, the hand was in the back anyway, took the mark. Obviously hampered still from that injury, so playing as a permanent forward, just chipping it to Dixon.
I like Dixon as a forward. Big body, competes very well, strong in the air.
It's going to kick from inside 50, but a very tight angle. Big Charlie Dixon kicked the first goal for the Suns in their first game. Ball at the line, Lynch, big palm off. Back it goes to Horsley. Horsley round the corner. He kicks his first goal in AFL football, and the Suns get to within 5 points.
Well, a massive pack formed again, Derm, at the top of the square. And GWS were in front here, had a chance to... They brought the ball forward, had the numbers at the front, but it was the second effort by Lynch out of the contest that created the goal for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, they allowed the ball to get dropped down back into the goal face. And Lynch with the big stiff arm, straight arm fend off of it. That was 50-50, but he got away with it. He played really, really well in his first game, Kyle Horsley.
Mature age recruit from Subiaco, 24 years of age. Started well in his first game. Very good stats, weren't they, Dermot?
Yeah, fantastic, but showed real tenacity and a good, what we say, mature-bodied player to come into this team.
There's another centre clearance won by the Giants. Coming through Townsend, taped down. Good tackle, they got up to, and that kick actually got the ball out. So still alive here for the Giants. They're trying to share it, find a player that's free. Tyson's kick, or Adams' kick, is out of bounds on the full.
Now's the time that, with 5 minutes left in a half of footy, fatigue sets in.
Yep.
Teams with really good skill can minimise their running aspect, but spear the eyes out of it because a bit more space opens up. Now is the time that GWS really need to clamp down, because in this quarter, they're losing this quarter by 3 goals. 1 goal, 6 to... Oh, 2 goals. 1 goal, 6 to 3 goals, 6. Yeah. In this second.
Right on the line, Riscatelli. The kick came from Horsley. Just down the line, the kick. Smith caught at the back. They got hands to it. Green. Prestia wraps him up.
Jared Brendan's already sneaked forward out the back. He's on the 50-metre line now. And another one, Sam Day's out there as well.
They just need a clearance. And Dixon's working pretty hard to get it, and he did beautifully to get it to Riscatelli. Great work from Dixon. A chance for Brennan, went past it. Another number needed, and that number is Caddy. And Caddy picks up the right club and says, that'll do. Suns are in front.
Smart kick by Riscatelli going inside forward 50 on that occasion. Didn't bomb it long, lowered his eyes and just put it into the space, allowed his direct teammate to at least create a contest. If we look at Dixon's great work in the contest, 2-3, there's 4 efforts from Dixon to get it out. If that kick there just puts it to space nicely, one-on-one contest, ball goes to ground, front and square, goal to Gold Coast.
Great finish by Josh Caddy. He's an exciting young player, his 8th disposal, and the Suns in front by a point. Under 5 minutes remaining in this second quarter. Hunt got it, the knock from in the back. He won a free kick too. It was a good knock by Smith. Hunt will look to give off or just go wider to Russell. Now, Mackenzie cruised past him and gets onto his left boot. From 65 out, he hits to the top of the square. Trelaw marks.
And Adams, who's about to... about to receive the footy. He led for that, number 30 on screen. Poor kick by Treloar. He's actually swapped over onto Ablett.
So a poor error and a chance for Brown, but a very tough kick. Colby, that's almost impossible from where he is.
He's going short.
As he should, and he found his target, and that's Caddy again.
It was good lead. Space opened up, and he was able to push into that space and take a good mark on the lead, Caddy. Unselfish play by Campbell Brown.
So Caddy for 2 in a row to stretch the margin to 7 points. It's straight, it's through, and the Gold Coast Suns are enjoying this second quarter. There's a bit of push and shove behind play.
Yeah, a little bit there, Matty. You picked that up between Wilkinson and Smith, I think it is, from GWS. But apart from that, Caddy has had an impact the last 2 goals for the Gold Coast, and that smart play by Campbell Brown. Just held onto the footy, waited patiently for something to open up, and good use by foot to hit up Caddy.
GWS, their efficiency disposal by foot dropped from mid-70s in the first quarter down to 62% now. So, like that one by Treloar, they're giving it to the opposition way too easy.
Need a goal before half-time, you think, the Giants. Just to steady things, because there's a lot happening here for the Suns as Day wins the mark and gives it off to Ablett, who heads to the top of the square once again. Swallow's got it. Too strong, too clever. And another goal coming up here for the Suns, should he kick truly.
Just good judgment.
Yep.
Really good judgment. If you watch that ball coming in again, the opponent in front of him he actually, once he gets into his jump, his leap, he jumps past where the ball's dropping to, but you watch Swallow perfectly centred underneath the ball.
A run of goals here for the Suns. Swallow, not his best kick, but did enough.
Well, that's 6 goals, 6 now for the quarter. 12 shots at goal, and that's
substandard by Cameron, who's just been pushed back for a couple of minutes during this mini onslaught.
And a smart kick by Ablett. We mentioned in the first quarter it was 19 inside 50s to GWS, 7 to the Gold Coast. That's the change in this quarter. 14 inside 50s now for the Gold Coast, but 12 scoring shots to go with it.
It's amazing how some actions or just one passage of play has a massive effect on the game. And from the moment Cullen Ward dropped that easy mark on the kick in, Gold Coast have not looked back.
Kick 6 straight here, the Suns. Not done with yet. Power clearing for the Giants. Out in front of Palmer, who dives on it. Flips off the back of his heel for Brennan, though. Prestia ran over to support. Little chip kick, and he's done it again, Prestia.
Oh, they're lucky there. Palmer, he's got to run through the ball. He's got to keep his feet in that situation. Went to ground straight out of the contest.
Margin was 4 goals at one stage to the Giants. Now it's at 13 points for the Suns as Corns isn't sure and decides to take the leading option, which is Big Giles. He goes down the line. Davis has gone forward, forced to spoil, and they can set up for the boundary throw-in.
Sheed's on screen. Guy McKenna gave Gold Coast a fair spray at quarter time, and they've certainly responded to them, the players.
Oh, they have. Well, we saw their intensity really rise right from the first bounce in this second quarter. They came out, really put the blowtorch on Greater Western Sydney. Didn't transpire straight away to goals. Had to work through it for a little while, but then we saw Cullen Ward drop that mark from the kick in. They go straight to the other end, kick a goal, and they have not looked back since.
From the clearance, Shield, head down, trying to burrow through. Ablett, not 15, play on. Well done by Power to get rid of Big Dixon. To Moore, now some run for the Giants. What could Coniglio do here? Well, he's only got one option, that's to push it out in front. It's a good kick to Falau. Got to move it quickly, though. Gets back, down the line, not a lot on the kick, but now Benham forced to punch it. Riscatelli stood up in a couple of tackles, and he's dumped to the ground by Folau. Had a lot of time.
She's powerful.
That's a big tackle.
Good to see some supporters really getting into the game there, Doom. You've got a big wardrobe. Have you got one of those?
Can't say of... Where do you get them?
Well, what you do is you go to a Wiggles rehearsal, and the ones they don't use, you put them on afterwards. Good to see. Crowd getting involved at Manuka as the Giants need a goal before half-time as Adams kicks forward. Classic 2-on-1 here. It's about to be 3. Warnock can give on the up over to Code and does so. Davis kept going but had no one to help out. Lynch spreads it wider. Here go the Suns with tape. Inside the last 30 seconds of the half. Out in front of Horsley. Isles
Day and
streams
Cameron
forward.
got tangled up, and so Day got free. Oh, the kick.
Kicks out on the side.
Yeah. Kick was directed in the Isles Day direction, but just missed the target. Well, if you're going to miss one and get one right, you'd prefer the goal, I reckon. Horsley kicked an excellent goal earlier in the second quarter.
Power chipping to Adams. Trying to free up a man as the kick comes out wide from Tyson over to Bug, but unfortunately for him, they've run out of time. So 6 goals in a row to the Suns. Really started to get things going. You talked, Dermot, about the fact that GWS have a quarter where it doesn't work for them, 6-1.
They have a hurt quarter, don't they? And against really good opposition. I mean, Gold Coast, they're another winless team. So they're not fantastic opposition in the scheme of this competition. But if you have I say 3 quarters against a team like Carlton or 3 quarters against some of the other top-ranked teams, and you perform really well, you can see that, hey, if we just wipe out those bad quarters, we'll be right in it. Let's go down to ground level now, and Lee Colbert. Who have you got with you there?
I've got Phil Davis. Phil, really pleasing start, but gave a little bit of ground in that second term.
Yeah, I thought our first quarter and the first 15 minutes of the second quarter was great, but you know, in footy these days, 15 bad minutes costs you a few goals, so they're back in front. We've got to come out the same way we did in the first quarter and get back the lead and win this game.
Exactly, mate. Get in there, rest up, and have a listen to Shees.
Thanks to Phil Davis for taking time to talk to Lee Colbert at half-time. The score, the Gold Coast Suns, after kicking those 6 in a row, now have a lead of 13 points. Dermot and Brad to take a look at the first half when we return.
He's one of these players, I know it's an old adage, and he bumps, he bruises, he does all that, blah, blah, blah. He actually really does it to the letter.
So there's been a change because we've got Andrew Phillips is out on the ground. He won his first knock at his first time at the footy. And he started pretty well because now Dom Tyson has it for the Giants. Welcome back, Giants. Something's been said at half-time. They kicked the first goal.
I reckon we're in for a cracker because every game this year against better opposition.
It's his first time ever at a
Impacted the sub again.
Beautiful.
Good, nice touch, nice
Andrew
touch to
Phillips.
get. But we're in for a cracker because every game, let's be honest, GWS have played better teams than them every game this year. But for prolonged periods of time, they've had more contested footy, more clearances. They've been cleaned up in those today.
Well, Dom Tyson was incorrectly credited with the first goal of the game, and he thought, well, I've given it after half-time. I'll get it this time. I'll kick it this time. It's mine.
Nice touch to get on. But they've been cleaned up in clearances and contested possessions in the first half. That's been a strength area for them all through the year, so they could well turn the tables again in the second half.
Tyson again with a centre clearance and a powerful leg going all the way to the line. Isles forced to go wide. McKenzie drops onto the boot, and that's a better kick and finds Russell on the chest. Margin back to 7 points after that Tyson goal. And strong take from Lynch, or free kick as well. He sees Riscatelli away from Power, 2 former Brisbane Lion teammates. Riscatelli, well, he wanted Day, but Davis came in and played the the percentage just get it out of bounds.
Young Swallow actually plays the last line of attack, the full forward line. He plays it pretty well. He's quite a smart lead.
And he's got speed.
And he knows when to time it, when to take off, when to hold.
Clearing kick from Ward. Now Code and Giles. Code's got it, and he's away from Giles, and he did pretty well for a while until he kicked it into the crowd.
Well, he nearly hit the men in orange that are having fun in the crowd on that side of the ground.
The not required wiggles. Chance here to make amends as he gives it over to Ablett this time. Much easier thing to do, and Ablett finds Brennan. Returns quickly, just set Lynch up. Power came in, was able to spoil.
2 times already in this opening minute 30. The Suns have been able to lead up and have honoured the lead out to the wing, which has taken pressure off the back line, which actually for them is a very good sign. It means they're all working cohesively.
Brennan won that clearance, but just as he was kicking, he was thrown around in a circle, so unfortunately the kick travelled over the line. And once again, it'll be the Giants to bring it in. Treloar finds Coniglio.
Had a strong first half, Coniglio. Plenty of run and drive, link up like this.
Just forced to go back to Treloar. So it's good work by the Suns. They're just not giving much up here. And forced to go all the way back to Kennedy. Needs a runner. Doesn't get it quite yet. And they're giving ground and they're giving up an error. Chance for the Gold Coast here. Power force now to kick wide.
Lukey.
And it's out of bounds on the full. So not their best 60 seconds of footy.
Such a clever player, Luke Power. So good by foot. He's actually missed the target too many times for my liking, for how good he is by foot, too many times this season.
Yep. So Brennan to send it back in, and he kicks it to a pack. And Davis again the spoil. Lee.
Just a reminder that it was Liam Sumner that actually came off. Andrew Phillips, as you mentioned, has come onto the ground, and Liam Sumner is subbed out.
Thanks, Lee. So Sumner off, Phillips on.
Any call, Colby, on an injury or just a straight-up substitution for betterment of the team?
It looks like just a straight-up sub. He looks pretty relaxed about things, Liam, so I don't think there seems to be any sort of injury.
Early call on a sub.
That's a good kick from
The racehorse.
out in front of Big Giles. This time he got rid of Code and got arms free. Gave it to Israel Folau, and as he misses, lets down Big Giles and lets down a fair proportion of the crowd.
Yes, we all stood up when Izzy
Well done,
managed to get the
Giles.
ball in his hands. Yeah, fantastic strength from Giles. Right, smile.
As one, they all move.
We all
That's
did.
a sponge.
From Bennell, and it may actually pay off for the Suns because now they're getting through the middle. Hunt tried to give it over to McKenzie, didn't have the footy, advantage paid. It was Folau at one end, Carmichael Hunt at the other, and Hunt finds his target.
That is super. Now you've got to
It's
replay
on in
this
the middle
one.
of the ground at the moment, Derm.
Yeah,
Here
let
they come.
Let him go at it. Going to go short, inboard. Prestia on the end of it, I think.
Yeah, Prestia's got it, and he in turn has found Day, so they've opened up the goal. Day will have a shot from 30 metres out.
And it's a really good action kicking a goal. It's almost a foolproof action. Having said that, that might make him miss now, but I really like the way he keeps very much in line, symmetrical to the target. Don't worry about the fight.
They're still going.
going.
They've been going for a while.
But that was so well done by Carmichael. He was streaming through the middle of it, and everybody gets so excited when they're 60 metres from goal. They think, right, long bomb, kick the great goal. But he lowered his eyesight and honoured the lead. There you go. There's that solid kicking action by Sam Day. No problems whatsoever. Another one on the board to the Gold Coast.
There's Hunt getting
Here it is
involved in
here.
McKenzie. That's a free kick.
He gets back on the end. Now,
Yep.
the excitement factor, most blokes look really long to the vacant goal square and think, I'll roll one through from 65. He lowered the eyes and hit the target.
And then Prestia found some space, and Day was just standing there going, What's going on? Oh, I'll kick a goal.
Well, if you actually on the camera swing there, you see every bloke is manned up except for him. They were one short.
So Day gets 2 goals to join Caddy with 2 for the Suns, and the margin back to that of 2 goals.
Holding GWS.
And it's a free kick off the ball to Cullen Ward against Caddy. And he keeps it low. He wants Folau, and he's got him. Folau hands off. They've got numbers. Bug gets it from Shield. Ran into all sorts of trouble. Folau to help out, punches it forward. Isles to clean up. And does well.
You just got to go on your right. And Bug on that occasion had to have a shot at goal. He had to have a shot. Have confidence in that, in your opposite.
Isles kept going, but forced now to go back to Caddy.
Saw last night Clinton Young from Hawthorn kick one on his right foot.
No.
He's the ugliest right foot kick you've ever seen, but he slotted it.
Oh, that could be, and that could be
That's
some
a first,
sort of vision that it'll be grainy black and white in 100 years' time.
He was only born with the right leg to stand on while he kicked it with his
balance.
left.
But what a beautiful left foot kick he is.
Oh, stunning. But that's what Bug had to do. He had to trust the situation then and go take the risk.
How's that from Carmichael Hunt? Over to Swallow. Swallow doesn't panic. Gives it over to Riscatelli. And Riscatelli kicks another goal for the Suns. And once again, Hunt involved.
Well, fantastic. Great piece of play by Hunt to jump in and create the spoil. Nice handball out to Swallow. But it was the kicker Swallow just to balance, not use his left foot, but to snap it around on the right.
Banana pass.
Banana pass. It was a banana pass. But this is the intercept here. Just Davis had to punch that kick in, allowed Hunt to get a look in. And it's that kick there, the banana pass.
Sounds like a road in tropical North Queensland.
See a lot of drop punts in footy. We just saw the banana pass and then a torpedo from Riscatelli. Don't worry about drop punts, boys.
It's party time. Hey, they really need to dig here, Gold Coast. This game could be completely and utterly lost in the next 6 minutes.
Well, the Giants trying to do something about it through Scully, who kicks it out wider to Adams.
Giles is on at centre-half forward with an undersized backman against him. Just drop it on his head. No.
Corns has given it up. It's cut off by Dixon. On the up to Lynch. Rebound footy coming from the Suns. Swallow again. Another mark from him inside 50. Tries to turn Campbell Brown around. Gets a bad bounce. Davis back. Brown's closer to the ground level. Tapped it to Day. Couldn't get his arms free. Now he does. Still going Gold Coast. Still a chance. Lynch coming in late. More there first though for the Giants. Power needs to hit a target this time. And he does. He finds Green.
I will say this now. Next week, I don't think Swallow will be in the lineup for the Gold Coast Suns.
You reckon he needs a break?
I think he just needs to have give that ankle a week now, because he's just limping around everywhere after every contest, and may need just 1 week just to allow it to heal.
Tyson by hand. Ward, clever work to Coniglio. He knew he was there. Coniglio just out to the sliding mark once again. This time it's Townsend who drives it down the line for looking for Green. Prestia with him, beats everybody. 9-9-6-9, 3 straight kicks in it.
Might have got your call a little bit early there, Jono.
There's plenty of strapping around the knee as well.
Let's hope everything's okay. Such a talent. But anyway, we're back with the action. It's Smith trying to get free. Got hands to it eventually. Working in tight, Townsend hooks it back. Looking for Big Phillips, and Code is with him.
And putting the red vest on. Swallow.
Yeah, you're right, Jono. Vest going on knee and calf, as you mentioned, and he also got that hip complaint as well. So it's been a tough couple of weeks for David Swallow.
Oh, they are listening to Brad Johnson. Now that's uncanny.
Still going here, working hard though, was Devon Smith. She got it across the front, but it was Warnock. Stood in the way and then chipped it dangerously, but finds Russell. In turn, he goes to Caddy.
Now they're sharing it around. This is what they didn't do in the first half. Well, they got on the roll in the second quarter, but that was quite quick break type play. They just need to deny GWS the footy and the right to get back into it.
So, down the line.
It's a good play.
That's a good kick.
To Isles, the sub for the Suns is Josh Toy, who's out on the ground, who provides a lead. It's ignored. Now Isles going to go the big switch here. Into the sun it goes. To Code. In turn, he can go wider to Warnock. But the Giants have manned up pretty well. So Code had to keep running. And he did. And he hooks that one back into the middle. Callum Ward will stand his ground every time. Now some rebound footy from the Giants because Cameron is free. Now just has to think about it. Chip it over the top. And Devon Smith can run in and kick the goal. One bounce. Goal back for Smith. He's second. And the crowd is up and about.
It's a fragile game, Jono.
It is.
They are in complete control of the footy, denying Gold Coast usage of the ball. And it is one kick which misses the target by a metre. It drops short a metre. Callan Ward picks it off. It's a goal.
And you see in that passage of play, Warnock comes up when he could have stayed back because they did have pressure coming from behind. So may have been able to put a little bit more pressure on that goal for GWS.
Just a cheeky little smile
He's
from
happy,
Sheeds.
Sheeds, isn't he?
Just a cheeky little grin. Devon Smith, that's his second. And as Dermot mentioned, against the run of play and back to 12 points. They're in it again, Coniglio. Got boot to ball. Wilkinson. Caught. Adams. Slung to the ground. Riscatelli. Good strong work from both sides.
Correct.
And Davis in front. Switching wider to Green. He's called to play on now. He's got Corns in the middle, and he doesn't know where to go. He dances around everyone and takes off. And doesn't turn it over. Hits Coniglio.
Hasn't stopped running today, Coniglio. Constantly on the move,
Yeah,
and he's getting reward for his effort.
Ablett's had 23 disposals. He's had 22. Bit of work here from Warnock. And a great smother from Cameron, and he follows it up with a tackle and out of bounds. See, the crowd have come alive. Devon Smith just voicing his disapproval. So boundary throwing. Phillips and Giles both there for the Giants. Giles at ground level, won the ball, hands it back to Scully. Scully's kick, and Prestia back for the Suns.
Tom Scully only his 11th possession. Riscatelli only the 10 as well. His opponent just needs to get involved more, Tom.
Ablett got it from Bennell. Davis was trying to get rid of Day, and he did. Has to be correct here with hands. Now Corns, it's risky. And it's risky. Townsend and Tate. Townsend likes to tackle and gets up with it. Brilliant stuff from Townsend. Corns to help out again.
Likes to tackle, he just likes it rough.
He likes it rough, and he got up with the footy. Here's Treloar, going to back himself from outside 50. Right to the line, Cameron. Warnock with him. Cameron couldn't get boot to ball. Bennell by hand to Prestia. Game's gone up a notch in intensity now. And Prestia's kick wider. Too wide.
Great result. Did really well then, Gold Coast under siege. They won the one-on-one in the goal square with Warnock v Cameron. That is a fantastic result for Western Sydney there as well.
Here's Palmer. Brennan cuts it off.
But there are times when you want your system to win, and that is the sway of numbers, the bulk of the players to get back to assist. And then there are other times when you say, we have to trust our backman one-on-one, and Warnock is doing that job against the talented Jeremy Cameron today.
Ablett's kick cut off by Green. Now his kick, he had a choice of two. Scully let it go for Tyson. Tyson on the left boot wants Folau. He's caught behind. Crummer needed, not there just yet. Code. Well, Cameron's tackle is a little bit high. Umpire couldn't see it from behind.
They're blindsided the umpire, but just needed a bit more depth on the kick.
Yeah.
into Folau, just dropped short.
One thing I'm impressed with Israel is that even when he does get caught short like that, he will make a real attack at the footy in the air, and he brings the ball to ground a lot. And a lot of people just see the stats column and they don't understand that. Geez, Ross Lyon gave Big Cozzy, I reckon, a couple of years for that fact alone in the St Kilda forward line.
This is a very strong work from both teams in close. Umpire letting it go at an enormous amount of time. Finally we get a ball up, but neither side wanted it to get clear.
Not pretty football, but a real contest.
Yep. From the ruck, Smith, pinched by Adams, he got it free. Coniglio just trying to bust out of 3 tacklers. Scully wanted Smith, Smith didn't know it was coming.
Too sharp.
As we have a look at some of the score sources from the match today, from stoppages, Gold Coast have been able to have 7 shots at goal. Turnovers is where GWS are getting most of theirs, but 2 goals from kick-ins from Gold Coast today, 1 coast to coast.
Now, it's against Prestia. So Palmer now...
Sam Isles had the ball. He was pretending he didn't know who Reece Palmer was.
Yeah, there's a lot of suns around the footy here. Falau's there with Code. And we've got a ball up.
Now, this is what we said before. You've got someone like Warnock who's winning the one-on-one contest when it goes to Jeremy Cameron. This is the system. If we draw away on this shot here, we'll see the bulk of numbers here. This is the system in place, so there was no easy room for a forward line player to get a quick snap.
Giles, he's the tallest man there. Ablett, he's the best.
Holding ankles, Gary Ablett.
Gary Ablett.
Look at that. Look at the swell of numbers there. Now they spread. The better teams, even though the better teams will get that ball back to Gary quicker, and from that area they'll have spread and they will slingshot out of that area to be a viable target on the outward flow. Now watch Harley Bennell. He wants to be that. He wants to be that player.
Ablett finally gets the ball back in his hands. That's 45 seconds, and look,
Russell's all on his own.
But that comes from an interchange from GWS just at the wrong time.
Smith's kick out wide to the advantage of Warnock, who ran down to create. Now Warnock sees Lynch with a bit of room to move, pops it up for him. Lynch, third in line, couldn't take it. Down low more to Green, arches the back. They're not out of trouble yet. Power scoots it through over to Palmer. He keeps it low. He's got to find one there. It's a good kick. Townsend's away. Back through the middle.
Got to go to Israel. He's got to trust this situation.
Green tucks it under the arm, takes a bounce, takes 2. Toby Green from 50 metres, wants it to bounce for him, wants it to bounce. It did the wrong way.
Well, Cameron came into block, good block on Dixon, and Dixon's in a little bit of strife at the moment. I think an accidental head clash.
Middle of the ground,
in the middle of the ground.
So Toby Green takes a breather. Margin, 11 points, setting up a sensational final quarter. Bennell's kick. Cameron came in, affects the spoil. Not getting a lot of stats, but he's getting involved. Here's the head clash, Jono.
Well done by Jeremy Cameron. He did owe them something there, because when Warnock took that mark at half forward when he ran down, he stepped around Jeremy Cameron like Jeremy had concrete boots on.
Not sure Phillips had possession there. Shield, Green, inventive, didn't come off. Ball's underneath. (63-52). Crowd sensing an important time before three-quarter time as Phillips gets it long. Chance for Folau if he can get back quick enough. He's got it, and he gave it over. Townsend with strength, tries to burrow through, kept hold of the football. What about that, Jacob Townsend? Strength, skill, goal!
Why did that come about? Because Israel Folau keeps his feet in the contest.
He's a strong bloke.
If he goes to ground, he doesn't get the opportunity to win the ball and get a nice little handball out to allow his teammate to do some pretty classy work.
Look at that. Gathered it in with one hand. He's got a couple either side of him. Now, Israel's just following the footy. And the kid Townsend too. He's not massive, he's not huge, but he's a really strong kid.
Great stuff from Jacob Townsend, but also Israel Folau, the goal assist by just standing up in the tackle, refusing to go to ground. Margin back to 5 points.
Oh, we put the cat amongst the pigeons. We get one more on the board here before three-quarter time.
They may get a couple, but they're moving forward again through Ward, the Giants. Ball bounces. How does it bounce? Listen to the crowd when Folau gets close. He's tackled Cole, but he didn't have the ball. He's excited. He can't help it. He's excited.
We're all excited, Matty. There's no question when Izzy goes near the ball. But more a setup opportunity there, Derm, because they had no one. They needed a danger, a big strong body about 35 metres out from goal for that big kick forward to create that contest.
Green, Ablett steals it from him. Caught, ball floating towards the line.
That through. That is worth another look. He picked it up. I'm sure he had, but you can't directly handle.
You know, you still can, as long if there's pressure around you, you've still got that option to handball through. That's okay. Sure? Yeah, that's fine.
You sure that's
no
all right?
issue with that?
Yep.
Oh, I thought that deliberate handball like that. I thought if you miscue or if there's pressure, you deny the opposition the right to get the footy, and it can go over the line. But when you aimed up that handball over the line, I'm going to get my rule book out on that one.
Still coming here, the Giants.
No need to, Derm.
No need to. Jono's overruled you, Derm. They refuse to give in. Phillips.
Jono does.
Chance for Adams. Got it from Palmer. They've gone all the way back to Davis. Now Davis is going to thread this. It's going to be dangerous because Ablett's read it well.
Oh, good time.
Beautiful knock down to Brown. Sells the dummy. Kicks it in high, but it should suit Davis. If he wanted to come across, he didn't. Oh, courage from Davis. Commitment. They've got two down the Giants. Kennedy in the front. Davis at the back. He's up.
Well played. That is the type of one where Phil Davis could have elected to go in knees first, and the Gold Coast Sun player would have got hurt out of it. But he went head first. He's brave. We applaud him for it.
We'll check that. I'm not sure whether I heard the umpire say there's been a report.
Yeah, definitely reported. Tom Lynch reported in the book.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, he sized it up and put the hip into him.
So we've got a 4-point game, and the Giants have got a sniff. But Phillips has got a fumble. Tyson, a little bit untidy. Coniglio. Adams, they've given it up. Here goes Brennan.
We've got numbers behind Greater Western Sydney.
Townsend.
They've got too many numbers behind there. They're two behind the footy, both looking for that kick. What they need is just one, and the second player in an attacking position, ready to receive and run away. They've seized up a bit here, even though they're defending well. There's no real quick ball movement.
Ward's kick down the line. Well read by the young man. First game of AFL football. He's 20 years of age from Tassie. Towards Palmer. Tries to push off from Caddy. Got it now. Tough kick for Palmer. Gee, it was close.
20 scoring shots to 18. Inside 50s for the match. Gold Coast 29, GWS 42.
They've had plenty in this last 10 minutes.
And they trail by 3 points. But they believe they're alive, and that's the major thing.
Phillips couldn't take that one. Backing back and snaring the ball well was Lynch, and his kick down the line is looking for Day. Davis behind him. Day traps it. Just chipped it back nicely to Hunt. Now 60 metres from goal. Doesn't like to waste it. Looks up, sees Brown, and bang, hits in. Whoever said Carmichael can't kick, Hunt can't kick.
He drills it.
He drills him.
He probably is a better kick than Campbell. Sorry, Brownie will say, come on.
You're going to have to text him after the game.
Sorry about that, Campbell.
So they're up by 3 points. This is a chance for Brown as the bells start to sound. Just a little breathing space required for the Suns. And maybe you're right, Dermot, not his best effort.
Skylab, a little bit of space junk.
Got up high.
Yeah.
and came down out of orbit.
I know he was playing predominantly forward. There's the bells. Yeah, that was a clanger. I know he was playing up forward, so it didn't have a massive effect on a good marker on the general run of play. But things have gone wrong since Swallow's been subbed out of the game.
Kick from Scully forward. It's a promising movement here. Folau comes in. Couldn't quite get it free. In goes Corns. Wants contact. Got it free. Well done by Corns. Chancellor Adams trying to spot up a player. Now Smith has it. Palmer's with him. Smith runs out of time and space.
Got to give it first thought, Devon. First thought. Well done by Wilkinson too. Played him into the corner as well. Good footy by two young players.
Let's have a look at the recipe.
Success, John.
Yes, Matty. We love the recipe for success. Contested possession in front to Gold Coast. Tackles as well. Disposal efficiency equals 73% apiece.
Gee, Shields' kick almost went through. I was about to jump all over you there, Jono. But it would have put them in front. The margin, again, back to that 3-point mark. 2 minutes remaining in this third quarter.
Oh, there's a sneak on from the bench here.
And reading it well. Cat touch from Caddy. Riscatelli caught. Caddy missed it, went without it. Smith didn't. Quick hands from Scully. Over to Coniglio. Wobbles to Isles. Now he takes a bit of a risk there up the middle. Warnock gets him from McKenzie. Wider to Brown, down to help out. Chipping over the top to Tape. Hard running coming. And Tape has forced to go back. Pressed here in turn. Spots up Russell.
How long do those bells go for?
They go until we tell them to stop, you know? Until the bride arrives, I think. And she could be home watching this, thinking this is going to be a close finish. I'm not going anywhere.
Well, they say in England, if you're born within the bells, was it St Clement's, you're a true Cockney? What are you if you're born within the bell ring here at Canberra?
Look, there's a lot of lines there. I'm going to leave them all alone. They just can't get out of their defensive 50 here at the Suns.
It's within the sound of bow bells, I believe. I've just been corrected.
Bit of booing going on for Wilkinson, who was involved in that scuffle in the middle of the ground.
I think it is caused as well from Gold Coast just chipping it around, taking some time off the clock.
Oh, good hands.
So that's Sam Isles.
This is good play by Gold Coast, just trying to make sure nothing bad happens in this last 30 seconds, and in doing so, they might have even worked themselves into a position.
They'll get themselves a chance to kick a goal here.
They definitely will.
Lynch's kick down the line. Big Zach Smith. Dive by Brown. Corns in the way. Riscatelli stands, gives it over. Brown in the dying seconds of the third quarter. Misses.
A touch on. A pressure from behind.
And what a dive it might be, because the pressure came from Townsend right before Brown could kick it, and he might have saved a goal, which in the context of where we're at going into this final quarter could be crucial. What a game it's been set up to be. We talked about this match right from the start. 16th versus 18th. People right around the country want to know who's going to get the 4 points first. We're about to find out. We'll take a break.
We've got some talent in both sides. Cameron forward for the GWS. We've got Bennell with the Gold Coast. So it's going to be a great final hit out.
The side kicking to the right of screen has won every quarter. So will the Suns continue in that vein? They have a slight lead. They have a champion involved in Ablett. Quick hands from Smith. Hunt hardly missed a target all day. That one a little bit over the top. Going through Toy. Well, he was trying to make something from nothing there, Toy, but we've got a boundary throw-in.
Very rare you try and invent something in league football when it comes off. It's got to be instinctive. It's a much more... Yeah, it's a game which lends itself to instinctive reactions and actions.
Smith and young Phillips in his first game, taken by Bugs, been pretty quiet, playing in front.
Oh, good run out of the back line.
That's from Scully, and he's still going. Through the middle he goes. Umpire almost went down. Scully kept going. Folau couldn't quite take it. They'll go mad if he kicks a goal. Isles clears it out to Prestia.
Just needed to keep leading wider, Israel, and demand the ball go outside the corridor. I know we keep saying you've got to keep it corridor, but it's better to actually mark the ball on a 45-degree angle out from goal than be thoroughly spoiled right in the corridor.
Yeah, I agree, Tim, but I think one area that GWS need to work on is piercing that ball through the middle of the ground. Too many times they've set the ball up today
that kick
and allowed the
flopped
opposition to get in and spoil.
Yeah.
Clearing kick from Scully. Now Giles has got it on the 50. And the big man.
He's kicked all right.
So far this season, Giles is 7 goals, 1.
You know what? I was looking at him before, and at halftime we watched some of the footage. He's a left footer, but he's got a simple, basic action. It's not pretty, but it doesn't have... Sorry, on the right foot there. I was about to say he hits them all right nearly every time.
Except when he needs to put his team in front in the last quarter. Kicks it over, no score. Lynch gets some run from Russell. He's a hard-running player. Over to Isles, who cuts past a couple of tacklers and then just chips it up. It's a poor kick, and Kennedy can sit and wait. He looks into the middle, no one there. Forced to go back, it's a little chip. Just the required distance to Corns.
This is tailor-made for Tom Scully to take this game on out and really stamp himself at GWS and say, this is why you've actually recruited me to this club. He needs to run through the lines tirelessly, as we've seen him a couple of years ago with Melbourne.
Wasn't a bad kick from Scully. Spotted Davis had a bit of room. It didn't quite come off. Well done, Adams, to Power. Suns going back with the flight of the ball. Courage from Mackenzie. Haven't seen the cannon out from Mackenzie for quite a while. That one, the short one to Prestia, who floats. That is the worst kick of the day.
Yeah.
Because there was no one there from the Suns. He popped it to Ward, and Ward hits Folau. Israel a chance to put the Suns in front, or the Giants in front.
Hey, Colby, before the game when we walked out, that area, that end of the ground, it was benign. There was no wind whatsoever. I'm looking at the trees behind the goals. There's a little bit of fluttering in the leaves. Has it kicked up? Is it going for him, against him?
It's actually going against him. Probably not that strong of a breeze, but yeah, there's a couple of knots into his face.
He missed what he should have kicked in the third quarter from inside 50, just to the right of the post.
Oh, they were going up too.
They were ready. So Israel today, that's his second behind. And the margin back to 3.
Well, most of their goals have come from turnovers today. A big opportunity there to capitalise on another Gold Coast turnover. But last week against the Blues, they didn't kick a goal in the last quarter, GWS, where the Gold Coast were able to run out a pretty competitive game and kick 4 against the Fremantle Dockers.
Mackenzie gets plenty of distance with that one. Corns couldn't take it. Kennedy went straight at it. And he went a second time. Well done, young man, a third time. And they've won possession because of it. Ward's kick along the ground. It falls, a chance for Palmer. Can't push off of Isles. Prestia, quick hands. Horsley, a little bit of time. Ablett always has time. Good handball forward to Brown. Brown out wider.
One-on-one ahead.
Day, Brown kept going. And, well, he's within range. He didn't hit it well in the third term.
No, he's due for one.
He's due for one. Brett Johnson just nodded his head.
That's a nice cover-off by you then, too.
He's only little, but he's scary.
Campbell Brown from just inside the 50.
Not bad.
Got under it a bit, though. It's going to land at the line. Where's the crummer for the Suns? They're all big men there.
You'll be able to just take this ball out of the ruck and handball it through, Jono.
You could if there's pressure around you, too.
Well, if you're going up in the ruck, there's always pressure.
There's plenty of people around the ball. Bennell's gone to Scully, Dermot.
Yeah, so what they're trying to do is seize up Tom Scully a little bit by the threat of Harley Bennell's ability and skill and ball usage. So Scully will be less reluctant to run off him.
Here's Harley involved, but the smother came from Ward.
That's
touch
great
play on
work.
from Day. Here's Brennan over the top. Ablett's there as well. Ablett once, twice. to Brennan, not clear. Scully, what about the pressure around the footy? Very hard to get free. Someone's got to do something special to kick a goal.
This is great. This is, tell me one skill in there. You saw a great kick, a great mark, a flashy handball. Not one, but it is fantastic football to see two young teams really throw themselves at it physically.
31 players inside this forward 50, and it skews out. Chance for Day. Green. Well, he made sure he got caught high.
Well, the way it's working, Doom, is Bennell's trying to get to Scully. Scully's trying to get to Ablett. So there's that four-way runaround going at the moment.
So who's the odd man out?
The odd man out is...
At the moment, Bug.
The odd man out is Bug.
Who's a good ball user.
Bennell can be smart here, though. He can really get himself out of the chain if he's smart.
Ward to Phillips. Just went to ground. A chance for the rebound from Code. He looks up into the middle and sees McKenzie. Chipping it.
Zach Smith has pushed forward.
Isles spots Caddy, presenting for him, honours the lead. Bit of patience being shown here by the Suns. And now McKenzie to unload the cannon. Boom! From 75 metres out to the top of the square. Ablett is there. Lynch as well. Bug came through. It was a risky handball, but it paid off. Not for long, though. Russell, 50 metres out, takes the mark. Harley Bennell wants it from him.
He's still on.
He's still on.
He could afford to just take this handball, be 3 metres further out from the unload zone and get a better result.
Well, Horsley should get out of there. But anyway, Russell from 51 metres out, starts it right, wants it to hook back. It doesn't. And the margin's still within a kick, as it has been for the entire quarter.
It's got the distance, but just, you saw it was a troublesome kick for him. Bennell was going to clear that half-post height from further back. That had to be given. There was nobody standing against him.
Well, he would have been free.
Yeah.
So Kennedy now for the Giants to clear it long. He wants Shield. Almost went without it. It's going to come back in. Bennell looks for Smith or Day. There's four of them in line, but the Giants stand firm again.
They're locked in here at the moment, GWS. They've got to find somebody to hit the wings and accept this ball.
Powers' kick is a clever one. It's over the top. Cameron by hand. Very good handball. Coniglio, will he take on McKenzie? He will. One bounce to 50. Spots a player wide. Spots Shield in a bit of space and finds him. What a clever kick. Well worked out by the Giants.
Thank God McKenzie's got a beautiful left foot on him, because he should have run him down. He's not quick. It's a real exposure of a lack of pace there.
Dylan Shield has not kicked a goal, as we see Coniglio not panic and
look
just
comfortable.
waited it. He has not kicked a goal. So his first attempt in AFL football to get on the board will put his team in front. And he does it! Giants hit the lead!
Get numbers back. Get him behind the ball, Matty. Give him
It's
a
a bit
chance.
early.
It's a little bit early, I know.
This is great.
But this is fantastic play. And Coniglio's had a fantastic game, 26 disposals. Been his best performance in the orange colours so far this season. And Shield, they've had 3 shots at goal in this quarter, and finally Shield takes that opportunity to put GWS in front.
Not since the 23-minute mark of the second quarter has the GWS Giants been in front. They hit back now. They're up by 2.
What a time to kick your first goal in AFL football. Dylan Shield putting the Giants in front, and now the pressure on the Suns. Isles slung around.
They got an appetite for it. They've got a hunger for the tackle and the body now, GWS.
They've got a man out wide. They can't spot him.
Oh, that's terrible vision.
Green kicks it to him now. It might be late. It's not, because it's the man that's 2 metres square.
Where is Zach Smith? Where's Big Zach? I'm looking over. He's anchored at full forward. Lynch is pushed down.
Big Jonathan Giles.
Without an opponent. Well, I said he was a good kick before, and he shanked the next
Well, it
one.
wasn't a shank. He just didn't quite get it right. But this one, he's closer to goal.
Shanked, he skyballed it.
It was a sky ball. So for 2 and a minute for the Giants to give them an 8-point lead. He's a giant man. And he misses.
He is a giant man.
Okay, Derm, who stands up? Gold Coast, they need some players here to start getting their hands on the ball and fight for this victory today.
Well, the obvious is
Apart from the
Gary
obvious.
Adler. Yeah, apart from the obvious. But look, you know that Bennell will run through the lines. They actually need the ruckman to make sure things like that don't happen, but they have to assert control again.
And they haven't got it. Moore, well, he backed himself to go. Phillips looks around, sees Coniglio. Coniglio off a step, goes to the wide. No, doesn't make the distance.
That was too rushed. They panicked. They got too excited then. They needed to hold that ball up, sum it up.
It was a rush of blood from Moore, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Back through the middle. Suns finding a target. Smith the man.
Ablett's forward. He's having a rest in the forward pocket at the moment.
Bennell running. Here they go. Horsley on the end of it. Kicking long. Ablett one out with Bug. How will it sit? Ablett very rarely goes to ground. And it springboards off of Day. Boundary throw in.
Just need to hook the kick
Yeah.
a little bit more coming in. Put it into a position that would put the percentages in Ablett's favour to compete for the ball.
Look at the numbers.
Giles gave it to Smith. Carmichael Hunt spinning. Tried to get it free. He couldn't. What a game Coniglio's playing. It's a tired handball, though.
Oh.
It's cut off by Warnock.
Oh, buddy. Just the GWS lads
There's a
just...
tackle.
Yeah, can't disguise that type of handball. Just pull away from it. If ever you're going to make an error, make it a positive one that two of you run into each other while you're trying to win the footy. Or that's not fooled too many.
If you're going to make an error, don't make one like that, Dermot, from Palmer. And will the Gold Coast make them pay? Caddy. Slingshot kick forward, only as far as Corns. Now a kick on the way
Great
out.
kick.
Dom Tyson in front of Horsley. Uses a man out wide. Moore just on the back pedal, not sure. Back, choice of two.
Well, you saw
two veterans.
You saw Taylor Adams and the likes holding their hands up in the middle of the ground saying, kick it to me. What they had to do was work harder and get further out to the wing so that the kick was an easy one to spot up.
And there's the spot up from Corns, and he hits it onto the chest of Smith.
There's a lot of movement now in the Giants forward, so that's going to create uncertainty with the
Cameron
Suns.
got it. 55 out from goal.
Open goal square.
Giles is getting back there, but Zach Smith's right next to him.
He's come around, he's called the play on. 55 metres, he keeps it low, he wants Giles. Crumming.
Clever.
Smith. Devon misses.
Oh, is he going to hammy out of that?
Or was it cramp?
Cramp.
Yep, bit of cramp from Devon Smith, kicked a couple of goals. Margin to 4.
When you're at ground level, Colby, you can see, you can feel, you can actually smell the excitement or the way they're going about it. Who are you going with now?
I just worry that the Gold Coast are going to take the ball down, you know, into their forward line, and an Ablett or someone like that's going to bob up and
A
win the game for them.
one-off. Too much skill in the one-off.
Something special. Here's Prestia. Now Brennan's just come off the bench. A good change for the Suns. Harley Bennell could be the man for the
kick.
moment. Beautiful kick.
He lost it,
he lost it in
completely
the
lost it.
Day lost it in the sun. Out of the clouds it came and he couldn't see it. Now Adams.
Got Townsend on, I think.
Townsend's on. His next choice is an interesting one, if he can pick it up. Now he does. Back to Green. And he stops, and turns, and goes once, and goes twice, and gives it to Coniglio. Isles couldn't make the tackle stick. Back to Green. Tired legs here from the Giants. Tired kick from Green, and that might actually work for them because they can just have a breather.
And reload. Having said that, you would like it put at best advantage. No matter how much you need a breather.
Smith missed it. Going through Adams. Ablett. Clever give to Russell. Quick hands pressed here. No one went to tackle him, so he goes back to Tape, who hits it up high. It's only as far as Corns.
Well read.
The Giants have the measure at the moment when the ball's coming out.
And when we talked about the Giants, we said well, they lack a bit of experience. That by Chad Corns, they're recognising their backman was under pressure. He could only go to that spot. That's experience. That's what helps these young kids hold it all together in moments and times like these.
Well, it's all their forward structure, the Gold Coast, and they need to reset that.
That kicks a poor one from Tyson. Hunt on Kennedy. Step past him to Smith. Likewise, chipping. Riscatelli. Now Ablett. The big names involved to Brown. Back to Ablett. He's got to find a target up forward. It's Lynch, and it's a beautiful kick from the champ.
Good lead.
Too far out to kick the goal, though.
That's telling, though. Gary's side on to Lynch now. He's just too stuffed to run on. Look at him there in the middle of your centre bottom of your screen there. He is just too tired to run on. First game back.
Lynch's kick will go very close. Giles missed it. It's still alive. Touch ball. Now it's a behind.
They've done very well also, the Gold Coast, at locking the ball in from GWS's kick-ins.
Oof. Gee, Bug didn't have a lot of room to move there.
Almost didn't have to lock it in.
No.
Bugs like tight spots.
Thank you, Jono. Thank you very much.
If we have a player ever come in the next couple of years called Morteen, he'll be all over it.
Here's Code running around in a circle and then kicking it out of bounds. On the full, can you believe it? He's done that a couple of times today, Michael Code.
Now, look, if you look at these numbers, if we just pull away a fraction at the moment, every player's in this quarter of the ground. Don't be too inventive. Just play the percentage, go down the line, take a contest, take it out if you need be.
Brennan can't get free.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Solid tackle from Phillips in game one.
That's fantastic footy. This is between two teams who haven't won a game. As we look at Mark Williams and Sheeds there, this is a really, really good game of footy.
Suns 3 wins last year. This in game 7. The Giants looking for their first. And there's plenty of tension in the coaches' boxes.
Good hit out from Giles on that occasion. A little bit of forward momentum, but towards the boundary line. Keep it in tight, push it forward as a group.
Brennan came over the top to try and do that. Picked up cleanly below the knees by Sam Isles. High ball, Ablett's running hard now, but he gets a horrible bounce. Kennedy, well, that's a horrible kick. That's going to stay in. Look at the bounce again. Power, the little legs pumping.
Use it, Lukey.
A little bit over the top with the handball. Green, laconic in that kick.
He's tired, isn't he?
Yep, out in front of Palmer. And
he's called it deliberate.
Straight at the line. He was getting it straight out.
Schmitty's a lot closer than us. He would have seen
it was better.
Yeah, he'd have known the demeanour of the player, where his vision was aiming up at.
Palmer seemed to get close enough to it, though, to...
Yeah, I would have thought that had been a natural out for him.
Yeah.
There's some dead time happening here, though, with no scoring. Let's have a look at this again. This is a more down-the-line shot. He's angled the end over end. Yeah, I thought there was close enough.
There's an argument that Palmer was the target.
Yeah.
But anyway, McKenzie, Bennell, across the face. Out of bounds on the full, no score.
Well, that's probably for GWS what you wanted was a score.
Yeah.
You have the option of going either side. Now you're limited, unless you take big risks, you're limited to go down the line.
Looking for a big man in Phillips. Good spoil came from Brennan. Adams to Shield, slipped over at the wrong time.
It's like a cat on the lino.
In danger.
You see those cartoons of the cats on lino? They're trying to get out of there. We just needed the sound effect.
Shield, who put the Giants in front. Down the line he goes. Jonathan Giles.
Things are happening for the Giants. Contested marks.
Now
missed
Townsend
shots.
and Treloar are the targets. Treloar almost. Townsend comes to it late, keeps his feet. Jacob Townsend couldn't keep his feet the second time. Almost throws it back to Treloar. Treloar throws it on the boot, and the little man with a giant goal.
The crowd was riding that the whole way. Once it went through Treloar's arms, the crowd stood up and they got the reward they were asking for. And the players for GWS, they certainly got the reward they were looking for.
Watch, does he throw this out? Townsend, beautiful work there.
A push,
Look at that.
a throw.
Here it is. That's okay.
Oh, Brad Johnson's called that push throw okay. I think it's real borderline.
It's a push throw.
It's a pro.
Anyway, Adam Treloar kicks the goal. Giants out to a 9-point lead, and now they've got the clock on their side, and they've got the ball inside 50. It's the goal kicker, Treloar, steps around, gives it to Giles, and Giles, the big man with the biggest kick of his life. They've gone mad at Monica.
Oh, I think we all just soak this in. Soak this up. This is...
They've run them down, Jono. They've run them down. I mean, Ablett, what I said that was telling before when Ablett kicked on and couldn't run onto the... I know we're talking about Gary Ablett. The third phase of that play, it was a signature that he was tiring. So what's the rest of the team feeling?
He's been outstanding in this last quarter, Jonathan Giles.
He's been good for them in every match.
Yeah.
He deserves to have a win. It's not over yet, though. They could score very quickly with the likes of Bennell and Ablett in the team.
Ablett trying to do something about it now. Margin 15 points. Oh. Inspirational football from Coniglio. Tape under pressure. Folau tried to keep it going. Cameron, he's been quiet, but he's not quiet now. He's loud. It's getting louder.
This is extraordinary. It's come in a flurry.
3 goals in a couple of minutes of play.
He kept his feet again.
Once again, it was Folau keeping his feet in the contest. And Cameron with another nice finish for GWS. The buzz around this place at the moment is enormous.
Jeremy Cameron kicks the goal, another goal to the Giants.
Last 15 minutes, the Giants have won contested possession 19 to 11. In the clearances, they've gone down, but it's that contested possession around the ground where they've won those 50-50 challenges, pushed it forward, and outscored the opposition 4 goals to 1 behind.
They're not done with yet. Coniglio's been brilliant. Now it's with Scully. He kicks it inside forward 50. Israel couldn't take it. Ball beats everyone on the way back. Green held up. The game was up for grabs. There was only a kick in it for the entire quarter. Goal, goal, goal. Giants.
I still go back to that thing when Ablett couldn't run on when I thought it was tailor-made for him. I mean, he gives his everything, but it was symptomatic that they were running out of legs, Gold Coast.
Bennell can't get free. Phillips on top of him. Coniglio again.
And that early in this last quarter, Coniglio as well, when they just looked like they had an appetite for the tackle, that appetite had come back. They had an appetite to get to the contest. And it's reflected in those stats we just mentioned as well. And it's come out on the board as 4 goals straight.
Shield.
Holding, yeah, Josh.
Yeah, back to Josh Caddy. He was held after. So the Suns are swarming, but they're going to run out of time, you'd feel. They've got to do something extraordinary. That needs to start now, and it won't, because Chad will mop up a bit of time. No, wants a switch.
Good assist by Phil Davis as well to allow Chad to get the pretty easy mark in the end.
Not done with yet, the Giants. Now, Ward's kept running. He got it from Tyson. Ward steps the tackle. Long. He's got a man on his own. It's my man, Giles.
He was long.
He is long. Jonathan Giles.
What a day.
Yep.
For GWS. They won the reserves. They're 6 games old. And the other team's 28 games old. And they bowled them over in reserves.
This for
and
the
seniors.
icing on the cake. He kicks truly, and they celebrate an amazing day.
Jonathan Giles this quarter, 6 disposals, but more importantly, 2 goals.
2 goals, 1.
2 important goals.
Tom Scully's had a good last quarter too. Jono, you have a look at that. 3 clearances, run through the traffic, 7 disposals, operating at 80%. Chad Corns has mopped up along half-back, 100% disposal efficiency in this last quarter as well.
3 goals to Giles, 2 in this last quarter. And we talked about players who would arrive at the time and be the match winners. It's been the big man. Now it's just a question of the crowd enjoying the last minute, and they've won the advantage, and they've won another free kick, and they're still going, and it's Israel. Well, he couldn't quite do it. A little handball over to Giles is brilliant, though. Jonathan, you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself.
I've got to say one thing also, for the relief ruckman, Phillips, who's come into it during the day and gone into the middle of the ground, he's allowed Giles to go forward and make a little bit of a mismatch. And Phillips has held his own. We've seen him take a couple of contested marks. We've seen him get his hands onto the footy half a dozen times. Not a whole heap of ball, but it means that they were able to at least break even in there and afford the luxury to Giles of going forward.
Brennan, down the line he goes, onto the chest of Day.
They've got to go sideways because Big Chad is just sitting up down the line and saying, kick it here and I've got no one to play against.
The chant is up around the oval here at Manuka. Free kick downfield. It'll be Campbell Brown who takes the free kick at the 50-metre line.
I always thought if there was one area to dump somebody after they kicked it, it was on the centre pitch. He's doing a lot of damage in there, Jono. It was worth it down the field if they were far enough away from goal.
He's got under a couple today, Brown. He's got under that one as well. It won't make the line. Big leap over the top. Chad Corns, and won't he love this?
He is loving everything. Look at Sheeds. Well done, Choco. Well done, Sheeds. Kevin.
An historic occasion. The GWS Giants have won their first ever game in the AFL. What a moment for them. What a gigantic 4 points.
Oh, they sprint off the bench. They hug, they embrace. The relief on these boys' faces. They've worked so hard. They've been together for 2 and a bit years. Oh, this means that if you are looking at people who in sporting moments saying that is possibly the best moment of their sporting life, fair enough, we've got Chad and those guys. They've done some great things, but those boys, the young guys, this is the greatest moment of their young lives. We just saw Bluey there. He would be shattered at the moment. Oh, it's not lost, but he would be shattered. And we've got 2 men we dearly, dearly like out on the ground at the moment. One of them is Lee Colbert.
You've created history today. Sure beats playing for Australia this, surely.
Certainly up there. Look, the boys, we've been working hard all throughout pre-season and all throughout the year. And each week we're improving, and today was just a good result for us.
And you yourself are improving. You can just see your confidence is coming with the game, and you're keeping your feet. You're doing all the little things really well.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on that since I got here, and thanks to Choco and Seeds and all the boys and that helping me out with training, and I guess I've got to keep doing it to improve.
Well, you're the Kings of Western Sydney tonight. Go and enjoy, and I'm sure the boys have all got smiles.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Good on you. Thanks, Iz.
Israel Folau would have been a fairy tale ride at the end if he kicked the last goal, but certainly from his point of view, the team very, very pleased, and the sensational scenes here at Manuka. Gary's a bit Well, the fans know the words to the song. Bit of oompah going around.
I must say that the couple of times, or the few times I've been out to Blacktown and Western Sydney, the fanatical support by the people who've jumped on already is wonderful. Fantastic.
Ablett was brilliant, but I think this man was equal to him today. I think he was the best man on the ground. Stephen Coniglio would lead.
Brilliant.
Steve, can you believe it? You've won your first game of AFL footy.
Look, it's been a big pre-season. The boys are really pumped for today, and it's just a surreal feeling and something you dream of as a kid. And the way we've come on this year has been fantastic, and it's just fantastic.
It's like you won a final. I mean, have a listen to the boys behind you. It was an amazing game. You got out of the blocks, and then you gave up 6 goals in that second quarter, but you've been able to grind your way through it.
Yeah, it was obviously a great game, and Gold Coast has set the tone for us. They were in the same position as us last year, and we were trying to knock them off the plate, and they're a great side with a lot of good players. And it's just an amazing feeling, and the crowd and the reception down here has been amazing.
And confidence from this, where does it, this team will go from now? I mean, you'll draw a lot out of this game, but now taking on the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think the big thing about a lot of the boys, and especially the 18-year-olds, is we just hate losing. So it hurts even when we get smashed, and today's just a little stepping stone, but we're looking forward to Brisbane next week already.
Do you know the song?
Yeah, I do know the lyrics, yeah. We sing it well.
You want to give us a quick bar?
In the rooms, though.
All right, good on you. Well done, mate.
Good on you,
Oh,
Colby.
we just saw a man jump the fence and gave a bug hug. Such are the scenes of excitement here at Monaco. A bug hug.
Look at the guys to have a look down here. The swarm of GWS. I must say they're one of the best, I suppose, catered for teams I've ever seen in my life. But the amount of people, the support staff who've come onto the ground, it's a landmark decision. Yeah, it's only a 4-point game, but it's their very first ever. It is something to savour. It's the first time they get on the board, and they are, look at this.
Yeah, there's a lot of orange down there, and they're not safety vests.
Yeah, good on them. Good on them.
We'll go right through and enjoy this celebration for the Giants, and we'll go right through till we hear the song for the first time from the players, and what a moment that will be for them.
Look at Mark Williams there.
Williams, he is loving it.
Yeah, you know what? He's once again, I say, because I can see it, he is such a father figure to a lot of these young boys. He runs them hard. He really drills them hard.
At the moment, joined in with the reserves, who had a victory today as well. Set the tone for the seniors.
Yep.
Satana's down there in the front as well.
So they'll all celebrate a great victory,
Just
the reserves and seniors.
At the camera, we've got the camera down there. There's Satana right in there. And they've all gone to him as well. He's got that terrible knee injury he sustained last week. And they're all over there patting him on the head. He's in the Irish tradition. He's given a kiss either cheek on all the boys that come to him.
They're great scenes, aren't they, Matty?
Oh,
They're outstanding scenes. I mean, the Gold Coast enjoyed it last year with their upset win over Port Adelaide in Adelaide as the players now head down to the rooms.
Gubby calls them in.
Gubby's called them in.
He has. He wants to get them in there so they can celebrate and have a quick debrief about it. But these are the times when people wonder why we play sport. If you play sport because of the involvement and all the accolades you get, but when it all comes down to it, at the end of the day, when you can celebrate something like this with your mates, it becomes a really special moment, a time in your history to reflect on, and it's right up there with the very best moments in life.
They kicked the last 4 goals of the game when it was up for grabs. They were the side that came through, that wanted to win more, and the final margin was 27 points. Not a huge crowd at Monaco, but a vocal crowd has really enjoyed this day.
They're waiting on all the reserves boys to come in as well.
I'm not
They'll
sure
let them in the
will be
room.
big enough to get everyone in a massive circle.
They sit down here at Monaco to block out the crowd. They've put up the tarp.
As you do. What a moment this will be for the players, and what a moment for their fans around the country. Let's just soak it up and listen to the first time the club song.